Welcome to Family Gamer TV. My family's been playing a new game called The Wonderful 101. So this is part one of our review. Now it's a Wii U exclusive, so it follows on from the likes of Game & Wario, Pikmin 3, and obviously back in the history of the console, games like Nintendo Land, which are really good for families. The reason this one looks particularly interesting to them is because they're looking for something that's kind of like Smash Brothers, which they really enjoy. So something that's still got that kind of family-friendly cartoon vibe to it. You know, it's not like an adult game or anything, but it's a bit more, there's a bit more to it, you know, there's a bit more action. It's not just mini games. Now, this one's from Platinum Games, who made Bayonetta. So the good thing is that we can expect that kind of high-intensity action. We can also expect a game that has a lot of polish in it, and this certainly seems to be the case from what we've seen so far. The look of the game, while still cartoony, is really, really nice. Style-wise, the game is kind of reminiscent of like a Pixar film. So the characters look almost like Pixar characters. They're really colourful, but still kind of really detailed. In fact, they reminded me of the superheroes in the Incredibles film, so kind of shiny and with their like superhero outfits and stuff. So much so that I actually went and watched the film after I played the game. Because of the action sequences in the game, because a lot of it is about fighting, it's a PEGI 12. But the good thing about it is that there isn't any blood or anything like that. There's no swearing or nudity, so it's managed to keep its rating in that mid-range, which actually seems to be missing games at the moment. A lot of what seems to be out there is either aimed at young kids, kind of collections of mini games like Nintendo Land and stuff like that, which while they appeal to the whole family, they're obviously aimed more at the younger children. And then there's the adult games at the other end of the scale, like the 16s and 18s. And often it can feel like the older kids in the middle can feel like they're missing out. So this gives an opportunity to fill that gap. So it's a similar audience to kind of the Smash Brothers games, as I said, but also like the Lego titles and things like that, which my family also really likes. Now, the unique feature in this game that has piqued their interest and kind of made them interested in this game in the first place is that you don't just control one character, you control a whole bunch at once. It can seem kind of confusing at first, but then you quickly pick up the benefits. So what you do in the game is you draw your characters into different shapes, and the more you have, the bigger the shapes. So you can draw them into a fist with a circle, or you can draw them into a sword with a line. And you do this either with the right analog stick while looking at the screen, or you can look down at the gamepad and draw it with your finger, which actually makes it easier to draw the shapes. And my brothers and sisters started doing this more often as they kind of learned what they were doing. The cool thing about it is that the line that you're drawing changes colour so that you know which shape you're drawing, and so that's really helpful. And while we only saw two morphs in the bit that we played, we saw the fist and the sword. It looks like there'll be more as we go through the game, so we're looking forward to seeing which ones come up. The other cool thing about having 100 heroes is that you unlock them as you go through the game. So we stumbled across one, I think he was called Wonder Beer. And my sister was kind of confused by this, like, who is this guy and why have we collected them? But we kind of came to realise that it was a bit like Skylanders. You know, you had all these different characters that you went through and collected as you went, although there aren't any figurines. It will be interesting to see if we can collect them all, and that's something that my family will really enjoy, seeing if maybe they'll each play a different game and they'll see who can get more. And the other thing they're looking forward to trying out that we didn't get to try this time is the multiplayer, which looks like each person will be able to control their own group of heroes, which will be really cool because the campaign is just single player, but each of my brothers and sisters had kind of their favourite of the leaders. So one of them liked the red one with the fist, and the other one liked, you know, the blue one with the sword. So they'll be able to each choose the one that they like the best and use that. Which would be really cool. So basically, we're looking forward to trying out more of the game. We're excited to see what it has to offer. Make sure you subscribe so that you know when part 2 of our Wonderful 101 review goes live. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon.